What's up guys, it's Nico here. Welcome back to the channel and I have another video for you guys today. With the NBA on an indefinite break, one of the biggest questions I have in mind as a Golden State Warriors fan is who they'll select in this upcoming NBA draft. Now I'm sure that each of the guys who are projected to be in the top 5 all have their cases on why they should be drafted in the Bay, but I'll be doing my best to explain my point on why this certain guy is the perfect pick for the Golden State Warriors. According to NBC Sports and some credible sports websites, the Warriors are narrowing their draft board to 8 or 10 prospects. But for this topic at least, I'm just going to discuss 3 prospects since I want to go in depth for you guys. That's why in this video, I'll be sharing with you on who I think the Golden State Warriors should draft. For those who are new to the channel, I'm glad to have you here with me. I do all types of NBA related videos including draft content, so feel free to check those out later. If you love seeing more videos like this, it would be great if you guys could like this video since it really helps in delivering more consistent content for all of you. Feel free to comment as well if you have any topic suggestions and you'll never know what I might do next. If you want to see those hot takes or new content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you will be the first one to know when I post a new video. Anyway, let's move on to the topic at hand. Let's first start off with the guy who's favored to be the number 1 pick in this draft, Anthony Edwards. If the Warriors want to go with pure upside, Anthony Edwards is probably the most intriguing prospect in the draft. In most mock drafts, the 18-year-old powerful shooting guard who declared his eligibility last week is projected to be the number 1 pick. The first thing that stands out about Anthony Edwards is his physical build. He is a bulky 6'5" guard weighing 225 pounds, and he has great strength for his position and is a phenomenal athlete. Edwards is going to have serious two-way potential in the NBA. With his combination of muscle and speed, Edwards will make it tough for opponents to work around him. His long 6'9" wingspan is going to make him a threat in passing lanes. Furthermore, he is already showing talent as a slasher as I have seen his games these past year. It takes a lot to keep Edwards out of the paint, and he is capable of playing above the rim. He is currently averaging 19.5 points per game for the Georgia Bulldogs and thrives when attacking the basket. Just by those things that I've said, that definitely sounds like a prospect the Warriors should take. After the departures of Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, and Shaun Livingston, the Warriors are light on the wing, with only Andrew Wiggins due up for big minutes alongside the returning Klay Thompson. If the Warriors do add in Edwards' transition prowess, and don't get me wrong, he sounds like an ideal fit, whether he likes it or not, he'll be the first guy coming off the bench, behind Thompson and Wiggins, to provide some offensive firepower, athleticism on defense, and potentially groom him to be the next man up behind an aging Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson in the starting lineup. Anthony Edwards is a very young player. He won't turn 19 until August, meaning the Warriors will have to invest plenty of time for him to learn and develop. If you ask me, the best case scenario for Edwards at the next level is finding a team that will bring him along like the Celtics did with Jaylen Brown. Brown, like Edwards, was an elite athlete who struggled to make good decisions in his one season of college basketball. That sounds like a reasonable comparison, right guys? The question now here is, are the Warriors prepared to take that sort of risk and have another inefficient young project on their roster? Just like I mentioned earlier, he would have to come off the bench if Golden State decides to draft him. Now, here's a glaring issue for a player of Edwards' caliber. It's hard to imagine him finding success in a limited bench role. He has an alpha dog mentality and won't be happy taking a back seat. What the Warriors need right now is a guy who is going to settle to his role immediately and not force a power struggle in this veteran-led squad. Other issues that I see with him is his shooting ability. He is an inconsistent shooter as they come and is connecting on just 30% of his 3-point attempts. That alone makes him a liability on offense. Outside of his athleticism, Edwards doesn't have much of an offensive skill set. He relies mostly on getting to the rim or just random bursts of accuracy from the 3-point line. It will be crucial for him to develop more go-to moves in the future. The Warriors are already banking on their culture to help them unlock talent where other franchises may struggle. For Edwards himself, there probably isn't a better fit in the league. He get the opportunity to develop more slowly, learning the nuances of the game from 2 of the league's best guards in a culture steeped in winning. Although, he may present a higher degree of risk than some other picks, and that's why I don't think the Warriors should get him. They're already gunning for a championship run next season, and I feel like they have no more time left to wait for him to develop. Let's now move on to James Weisman. In his short college career, James Weisman was able to average 19 points and 10 rebounds a night with the Memphis Tigers. Standing 7 foot tall and armed with a 7'4" wingspan, he's an inside scorer who practically lives in the paint and is almost automatic when he gets the ball down low. Defensively, his length and athleticism can alter shots and disrupt opponents. His size also allows him to be abused by the team that drafts him as a major pick-and-roll weapon. To keep it short, Weisman might be the best center in the draft. He's a towering 7-footer with incredibly long arms and high leaping ability. He has dominated smaller opponents when faced against them, blocking shots at the regular, and hauling in every rebound he could get. Before the Golden State Warriors commit to James Weisman, they need to take a deep look at his limitations. For starters, he has yet to prove himself against top-tier competition. Weisman played in only 3 collegiate games, and although his averages of 19.7 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game are encouraging, it is too small of a sample size to be reliable. There is no simulating the strength and athleticism of every single NBA player, but of course, with less games, the less chances for scouts to see where else things could go wrong with him. Weisman will not be able to bully opponents in the NBA, and it could have a severe impact on his production. On top of this, Weisman appears to have a restricted offensive game. His touch outside of the paint is non-existent, and he struggles to score when pushed to using his offhand. This can create problems for any team that decides to rely on Weisman for points in the paint. The Warriors won't be needing Weisman to score at a high rate, and he will mostly have his shots delivered on a plate from playmakers such as Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. However, his lack of shooting could shrink the floor spacing and reduce his value to the team. Weisman has potential as a defender. I get it, but it's risky to bet on a prospect who has not been tested against elite competition. The Warriors better be careful when considering Weisman as their man in the 2020 NBA Draft. And lastly, I'm now going to talk about the guy who I feel like the Warriors should draft, and that's Obi Toppin. With another deep playoff run in mind for next season, the Golden State Warriors have adjusted their 2020 NBA Draft goals to look for a prospect that needs the least amount of development. This person might just be Obi Toppin. Toppin redshirted his first season at Dayton before breaking out as a star in his freshman year. One season later, Toppin took another step forward and improved in every statistical category. The power forward's presence and production allowed Dayton to spend its season stunning the basketball world. The Flyers are 29-2, 18-0 in the Atlantic 10 Conference, ranked 3 in the last AP Top 25 poll, and were in line for a number 1 seed in the tournament. After averaging 20 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1.2 blocks, a steal per game for the Flyers, Toppin was also recently named the 2020 AP National Player of the Year. Long and crafty, Toppin spent this season shocking scouts and fans alike with his shooting ability and filthy bag of dunks. He showed good touch around the basket and was particularly effective in transition. The athletic forward showed off his inside-out scoring potential as seen in his 20 points on 39% shooting from deep and 63.3% overall. His efficient shooting has made him one of the top prospects in this draft. Because of his shooting efficiency, Toppin's fit with the Warriors just makes sense. Standing at 6'9" and having a pure shot from beyond the arc, Toppin can fill in as a stretch 4 for the Dubs. His ability to play above the rim also makes him a threat in transition as well. This type of versatility is exactly what Golden State needs. Toppin is also an above-average playmaker for his position. He actually dished out 2.2 assists per game while showing solid court vision and being a willing passer. The defensive end is where he may potentially struggle. He is slow at turning his body, it will not last long on the perimeter against NBA level competition. Not to mention, he is not the best rim protector despite his high vertical. This could hurt the Dubs if Toppin's scoring doesn't come to him right away. A lackluster shooting performance from the rookie, combined with poor defense, would make him a detriment to the team. The noticeable drop in energy when he's on defense as compared to when he's on offense is a bit worrisome, and the Warriors must determine if his defensive woes are a result of poor effort or just simple inability. Players can get better on defense if they're willing. If Toppin wants to play for the Warriors, a team that places a heavy emphasis on role players playing defense, he'll need to show a willingness to improve on the defensive side of the ball. The possibilities are endless if that's the case. Drafting Toppin would allow the Warriors to play Green at the 5, utilizing a proper small ball lineup if needed. His athletic profile and offensive upside are definitely appealing. The Brooklyn native's ability to run the floor with unparalleled athleticism would immediately give Draymond Green and Curry another lob threat alongside Marquise Chris. Overall, Toppin is still the prospect that can help the Warriors the most next season. I get the fact that he is older than most prospects and has already polished quite a bit of his offensive game, but I consider that a positive. If the Warriors choose to keep their draft pick this year, Obi Toppin seems to be the most perfect guy for their team. What do you guys think about the players I mentioned here? Do you feel like the Warriors should draft someone else? Let me know in the comment section below and I'll check every single one of them out. Don't forget to drop a like if you guys love stories like this. Consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell icon so you would be the first one to know whenever I upload a new video. Again, this is Pacific Hoops, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.